Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. The entertainment world has been rocked by yet another headline-grabbing revelation. The undisputed king of Week 35 is none other than Kim Soo-hyun. With an impressive total of 74,851 points, he soared to the top of the charts, outpacing competitors and proving, once again, that his star power is unstoppable. What makes this victory even more shocking is that it came despite only 2 media exposures this week, yet his loyal fandom and the general public catapulted him straight to number 1. Breaking down the numbers reveals the secret behind his dominance. He secured 5,201 points in readership, 203 in reader recommendations, 20 from article comments, 1,037 from MSN likes, 64,790 from the Superstar Brand Power voting, and 3,600 from article sponsorships. This perfectly balanced portfolio across 6 core indicators cemented his position as the week's champion. His performance not only proved his overwhelming fan mobilization power but also demonstrated his widespread resonance with the general audience, earning him the title of a triple-car powerhouse. Even though his total score dipped by 3,031 points compared to last week, Kim Soo-hyun still maintained his iron grip on the throne with diversified rankings. 15th in readership, 6th in reader recommendations, 4th in comments, 1st in voting, 2nd in sponsorships, and 7th in MSN responses. This balance was the key driver of his sustained success. Perhaps most impressive is his streak. For the past 7 weeks, including August 14th, 88,858 points, August 21st, 74,432 points, August 28th, 77,881 points, and now September 4th, 74,851 points. Kim Soo-hyun has consistently reigned supreme, proving that he's not just a star but the very definition of longevity and dominance. The question now is simple: who, if anyone, has the power to dethrone Kim Soo-hyun? Yoona took 2nd place overall. Based on 33 active reports, she earned a total of 57,499 points. 23,992 points for active readership, 992 points for reader recommendations, 836 points for article comments, 1,053 points for MSN likes, 28,626 points for votes, and 2,000 points for article sponsorships. Although there was a slight drop of 1,243 points compared to the previous week, she maintained the top ranks in all 4 axes of active readership, reader recommendations, comments, and MSN, proving her consistent strength in both content-based well consumption and participatory response. In particular, the combination of number 1 in comments, 418, number 1 in reader recommendations, 992, number 1 in active readership, 23,992 times, and number 6 in MSN likes, 1,053, can be interpreted as the organic result of the work's topicality, fandom interaction, and public favorability index. Furthermore, the recent expansion of the brand, pictorial, and broadcast lineup is clearly reflected in the index. Byun Woo-seok took 3rd place overall. His total score was 41,298, including 13,880 points from 14 articles, 286 from readership, 30 from article comments, 672 from MSN likes, 25,931 from votes, and 500 from article sponsorships. Despite a 5,185-point drop from the previous week, the top 3 in readership and top votes defended his ranking. This week's figures also reveal that the fandom's enthusiasm following Seonji's up and running has been dispersed and accumulated through hosts, awards ceremonies, and anticipation for his next work, stabilizing the 3-tier pipeline of clicks, stays, and shares. In short, news exposure and readership drive all-round diffusion, while votes and MSN support sustain momentum from behind. The gap between the top 5 overall was also significant. The gap between Kim Soo-hyun and Yoona was 17,352 points, and the gap between Yoona and Byun Woo-seok was 16,201 points, showing a clear line of superiority pursuit in the 1st to 3rd place sections. Kim Hae-in, 36,865 points, and Park Yoon-bin, 23,579 points, followed in 4th and 5th place, respectively, solidifying their characteristics of stay-type preference that combines genre and fandom affinity. In particular, Kim Hae-in demonstrated fandom solidarity durability with a combination of 32,861 votes and 4,000 support points, while Park Yoon-bin demonstrated content-linked consumption power based on 22,607 votes. Also, 6th place Lee Jae-min, 18,719 points, 7th place Kang Tae-oh, 13,691 points, 8th place Moon So-ri, 12,053 points, 9th place Lee Se-young, 11,859 points, and 10th place Suzy, 9,805 points, formed the top 10, confirming the diversification of generations and genres and numbers. Now, let's go into a micro-interpretation of each of the 6 indicators. First, the readership rate is the primary indicator of content retention and a leading variable for mass diffusion. This week's top scorers were first place Yoona, 23,992 times, second place Lee Jae-min, 16,964 times, third place Byun Woo-seok, 13,880 times, fourth place Moon So-ri, 11,904 times, and fifth place Suzy, 9,626 times. In that order, it was a section where the triple multiplication of reporting volume x interest x distribution channel was prominent. Kim Soo-hyun ranked 15th with 5,201 views, but this also demonstrates the high conversion efficiency of deep fandom voting, support, and MSN reactions. Looking only at the top readers, the market structure of instant acceleration is clear, where external variables such as casting, next projects, and entertainment appearances instantly amplify retention. Second, reader recommendations are an indicator of voluntary recommendation and help gauge the impact within the community. Yoona, 992 views, ranked first, Lee Jae-min, 492 views, second, Lee Byung-hun, 309 views, third, Byun Woo-seok, 286 views, fourth, Sun Ye-jin, 219 views, fifth, Kim Soo-hyun, 203 views, sixth, Suzy, 179 views, seventh, and Kang Tae-oh, 161 views, eighth. What's notable here is that top-tier actors and next-generation rising stars intersect on the same surface. Recommendations are the initial signal of fandom community expansion and the warm-up of potential public purchase conversion, so they have high interpretability as a leading indicator of comprehensive rankings. In particular, the dominance of recommendations for Yoona and Byun Woo-seok, along with their high readership rates, tightly creates a virtuous cycle of content community social. Third, article comments reveal the intensity of real-time interaction. Yoona, 418 comments, ranked first, followed by Lee Jae-min, 371 comments, in second place, followed by a rapidly increasing long tail. This is due to the nature of the indicator being sensitive to the simultaneous occurrence of hot topics and fandom consolidation issues. Although top-ranking actors such as Byun Woo-seok, 15 comments, Kim Soo-hyun, 10 comments, Kang Tae-oh, 10 comments, and Park Yoon-bin, 7 comments, showed relative dispersion in comment volume, this can also be interpreted as a positive sign that the system maintained a positive participation-centered system without malicious rumors. The comment landscape is highly volatile in the short term, reacting quickly to triggers such as teasers for upcoming works, award ceremonies, and advertisement releases. Fourth, MSN likes are a signal linking overseas portal expansion and immediate response from light fans. Among the top 20, Lee Se-hee, 2,126, Lee Ye-kyung, 1,658, Yoon Se-ah, 1,472, Go Hae-in, 1,327, and Sun Ye-jin, 1,210, formed the top tier. Among those directly involved in the top 10 race, Yoona ranked 6th with 1,053, and Kim Soo-hyun ranked 7th with 1,037. Byun Woo-seok also ranked 15th with 672, continuing the residual ripple effect of the Ostend Award relay. Since MSN likes are an indicator of the immediacy of emotional expression compared to clicks, their effectiveness varies greatly depending on the detailed strategies of article title design, thumbnail, and timing. In practice, it is necessary to optimize headlines and card news to maximize MSN response. Fifth, voting is a direct indicator of core fandom mobilization. In the recently concluded Superstar Brand Power Weekly combined voting for male and female actors and actresses, the top 20 were as follows. First, Kim Soo-hyun, 1,295,790 votes. Second, Kim Hae-in, 657,210 votes. Third, Yoona, 572,520 votes. Fourth, Byun Woo-seok, 518,610 votes. And fifth, Park Yoon-bin, 452,130 votes. Following them, Lee Se-young, Kang Tae-oh, Kim Yoo-young, Yoon So-min and Kim So-hyun took 6th to 10th places, reaffirming that drama buzz and fandom unity are in sync. In particular, Kim So-hyun's huge lead is directly related to the fandom power amplified by overseas tour, host, and award relay, and the establishment of Kim Hae-in, Byun Woo-seok, and Park Yoon-bin in the top ranks is a typical result of the synergy of recent works. 6th, article sponsorship is a measure of economic return of passionate support and actual expenditure of goodwill. The top ranks were first Kim Hae-in, 40,000, second Kim So-hyun, 36,000, third Yoona, 20,000, fourth Byun Woo-seok, 5,000, tied, fourth Lee Jun-young, 5,000, tied, fourth Lee Min-young, 5,000, tied, and fourth Choi Daniel, 5,000, tied. What is notable is Kim Hae-in's overwhelming lead. This means that the pipeline of emotional immersion in recent works' direct support from fandom is solid, and Kim So-hyun, Yoona, and Byun Woo-seok each succeeded in converting their narratives into good feelings that open wallets. Although article sponsorship is reflected as a 10% conversion in our index system, the perceived influence tends to be evaluated much more significantly by brands and advertisers. This week's surge in brand value was also dramatic. Moon So-rae, who ranked 8th overall, suddenly exploded with a 12,053-point increase, followed by Suzy in 10th with a 7,700-point increase, Han So-hee in 17th with a 7,493-point increase, Lee Sung-bin in 16th with a 6,209-point increase, Joo Ji-hoon in 28th with a 4,562-point increase, Kim Ah-jung in 29th with a 4,540-point increase, Yoon Se-ah in 18th with a 3,756-point increase, and Lee Chemin in 6th with a 3,307-point increase. Kang Dong-won, up 3,252 points, and Ryu Kyung-soo, up 3,252 points, followed suit. It's reasonable to interpret this explosive growth as being driven by multiple triggers, including new releases, pictorial releases, variety show appearances, and award wins. Moon So-rae, in particular, combined with her readership rating of 11,904 points, completed the content topic spread triangle, while Suzy, with her readership rating of 9,626 points and 179 recommendations, wrote the textbook for recovery of public favor rebound in indicators. To summarize the entire report, an actor's brand value is determined by the sum of 6 axes: readership, reader recommendations, article comments, MSN likes, votes, and article sponsorships. The 35th week's data reflects data from August 28 to September 3. The data used for the aggregation included 2,133 articles, 476 stars with avid readership, 521 readers' recommendations, 77 comments, 359 MSN likes, and 33 article sponsors, ensuring both breadth and depth of sample. Furthermore, the voting factor reflected the combined weekly vote count, 5.0%, while article sponsorship was weighted by 10% of the sponsorship amount, comments by a factor of 2, MSN likes by a factor of 10, and MSN views by a factor of 10, all of which were added to the final score. This method is highly practical for advertising and brand decision-making because it quantifies the multi-layered value chain connecting light fans, car fans, and the general public at once. The historical context is also interesting. The cumulative records for overall #1 actor brands based on big data are Kang Tae-oh 65 times, Kim Hae-in 47 times, Lee Jun-ho 14 times, Lee Se-young 11 times, and Kim So-hyun 10 times, demonstrating the coexistence of long-term reigning powers and recent risers. This week's top 10 has been confirmed as Kim So-hyun, Yoona, Byun Woo-seok, Kim Hae-in, Park Yoon-bin, Lee Chemin, Kang Tae-oh, Moon So-rae, Lee Se-young, and Suzy. In addition, the point gaps between the top 5, 12, 17,352 points, 23, 16,201 points, 34, 4,433 points, 45, 13,285 points, 56, 4,860 points, reminded us once again how much influence the solidarity of voting and support within the upper ranks has in determining the rankings. In conclusion, Kim So-hyun solidified his absolute first-place system by uniting his fandom, while Yoona and Byun Woo-seok maintained their momentum in pursuit through a virtuous cycle of content, community, and social. Kim Hae-in and Park Yoon-bin made their presence felt in the core willingness to pay axes of sponsorship and voting, raising even greater expectations for their performance in the fourth quarter. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.